So, life has happened. Been completely thrown off when it comes to my weight loss journey. I've stalled and I haven't been losing any more weight. My routine has completely disappeared. I've been very stressed out. There's been a lot happening in my personal life. I've reached the point of burnout and just complete exhaustion. My mental load lately has been unbearable. I just feel like I just can't get in the groove, and there's so many areas of my life that just seem to be not functioning smoothly. So I feel like my focus has also been pulled into multiple directions and I just can't seem to get a grip. I want to get back into focus. I took some rest this weekend and I'm really just ready to get back into the groove of things. I want to be extra laser focused when it comes to my weight loss. Now, I've lost a total of 18 pounds over a few months, so about a half a pound per week. It's been very slow but steady, and I haven't been yo-yoing, so that is a success. I have been keeping the weight off, but it is going at a dreadfully slow pace, which is good because that means it's been sustainable for me. But I just kind of want to speed things up a little bit in a way that is still sustainable so I can continue to keep it off. Now, I am kind of thrown off track, you could say. I like to call it more of a wobble. But I haven't had the Monday restart mindset. I've just been kind of off focus and I'm ready to center my focus again, if you will. I've had a lot of rest this weekend, a lot of time to really think about how I'm going to organize things in a better way to keep me on track even when life happens. There's been a lot of habits that I've been working on building to really become my default way of living. And that takes a lot of mental energy. And lately, my mental energy has been pulled in a different direction where it's been needed because of things that have been happening in my personal life. I've been brain dumping a lot of ideas when it comes to building my habits, trackers that I feel like I need in my life that I don't have, that I kind of feel like I need to create just to kind of help me stay on track. I want to be way more intentional with my journaling because it's so easy to fall into default mode in that autopilot day to day. And I just really want to keep my conscious focus really on target and keep reminding myself these are the new ways of living I'm building, the habits I'm building. I want to track things a lot more precisely. I haven't been tracking my food, for example, and I notice when I stop tracking my food, my weight loss stalls. So there always seems to be progress with my weight loss when I'm more precise and I track. That obviously tells me I'm not a very good intuitive eater yet, and I still have to dial in the difference between emotional eating and hunger cues. And with a more structured, prompted journal that I plan to create for myself day to day, I really think this will help in that area. Like I said, autopilot can really take over. And when I'm in autopilot, it means that I'm falling back into those default ways of living, default habits, default thinking patterns, behaviors, ways of eating. And just like I said, ways of thinking, patterns of thinking are so important, and we can't change unless we think differently. And if I'm unconscious to ways of thinking and ways of being, I'm just defaulting back into that old identity that I'm trying to dissolve as I'm creating a new, better, improved identity and version of myself. So there are thinking patterns I have been catching myself caught in that I realize, oh my gosh, stop right there, pause, realize that what I'm thinking right now is not true. And I've been working on trying to replace it. But lately, because I've been so out of routine and really stressed out and exhausted, the mental load is pulling my focus everywhere, and I just need to get a grip of things. So I'm going to be using pen and paper, trackers, templates, journaling, things to really ground me and bring me back to that space where I'm creating and I'm not just defaulting. Creation and changing habits and behaviors, it takes a lot of mental energy. Eventually, when it becomes automatic, my brain is going to reserve that energy. It's going to conserve it because now it's just default. I don't have to think about being that new person, but it does take time to create it. So the goal is to become the person that I want to be, and that becomes the default autopilot. But there's certain things on autopilot right now that I don't want to be doing or falling into. And so, yes, I've been working on trying to build a new way of being, thinking, acting, behaving. And life got the best of me, and I'm not exactly in order the way that I want to be. I think things are going to change a lot through my new idea of journal prompting. I want to do like daily reviews, like what worked today, what didn't. Why did I end up emotionally eating such and such? Or why did this work today? Like, I want to be tracking what's working, what's not working, and I want to review it every single day to prime myself for the next day to know, like, that didn't work and this possibly could work. I gotta, this is, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still learning to see, like, what works for me, what doesn't. And I also want to do, like, weekly reviews. So I'm ready to dial in, and I want to track 60 days to see what kind of results I get from the journaling, from the daily reviews, from being intentional when it comes to my habits, and certain guidelines and non-negotiables that I'm setting for myself. Now, I've been kind of planning these ideas here, there, and everywhere, and I'm trying to get it all on paper, and I'm trying to organize it into a system, because when life just hit me recently, I didn't revert to my system. I reverted backwards, and it didn't sustain me. It didn't support the new me that I'm trying to be, the goals that I'm trying to achieve. So my system needs work. I'm working on building a better system. So the 60-day idea, I'm going to be starting it within the next few days. I'm going to be tracking my progress. I actually want to go ahead and take new measurements of myself, weigh myself, do the journals, intentional about the new habits that I want to execute every single day. Check in with myself and really be more intentional about what's working and what's not working. I think it'll be good. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I haven't really beat myself up as opposed to in the past. I would really be super hard on myself, but I have been very intentional about being a lot more compassionate towards myself. There's other patterns of thinking that I want to improve on also, like the all or nothing thinking. I see that coming up in my life, in my dieting, and the perfectionism. That one's tough for me. I'm going to share more in detail about how I'm building the system, what kind of trackers, templates, journaling prompts I'm using, and just build something that's going to support me throughout the rest of my journey. And if it doesn't work, I'll drop it. If I need a new way of doing things, then I'll explore that. And that's part of what I'm doing here. Cass Rewired, I'm documenting my journey about what works, what doesn't work. And the goal is lasting, sustainable change. I made it this far very slowly, losing 18 pounds without reverting backwards. That's a huge win. It's a little slow for my liking, but since that approach of taking things a lot more slowly and not trying to get the fastest fat loss results possible, that's been working for me. So it's not all about the speed, I've noticed. slow and steady has been working and it has been sustainable. I think that's really important. I got to remind myself, but I do want to see further progress, and I want it to speed up just a little bit more and be more intentional with my tracking. So if any of this resonates with you, I encourage you to follow along. Everything that works for me, I truly just want to share because I want everyone else to be liberated and experience progress and success also. And my light just died, so I really got to get it together. I think that's the beauty of this journey, though. I don't have to go at it alone. I know there's other people out there that struggle with the same things, that truly have been trying so hard and just want to experience success also. So if you have any tips or any comments of anything that helps you on your journey, please share it with us. I really welcome that. That would be wonderful. One more reminder that I want to share is it doesn't matter how many times that we have tried and failed and try again. I think what matters is that we continue to keep going. We keep showing up. Maybe things didn't work in the past. Maybe it's taken years and nothing's worked, but we're still showing up today and we're still trying and we're still giving it our all. And I just know that, the persistent matters, but consistency is the key. And that's something I've always struggled with, consistency. And that's something that I've been truly trying to implement more than ever. Is this something that I can be consistent with for the rest of my life? And if it is, perfect. If it's not, probably doesn't belong. I think that's all for today. So I'll see you in the next video.